Hey everybody, and welcome to the latest installment of the FJGG webcast. I'm attorney Zach Gray. Thanks for joining us today. I'm here to talk a little bit more about Colorado's new AI law. The last time we discussed it, I was with Jordan May to give a brief description of the law, who it applies to, how it applies, and basics like that. Now I'm here to give you a little bit more information about the law and to talk to you about a solution that we have created to help you comply with that law. So first, a brief refresher from part one of our Colorado AI law discussion. You might remember there's a new law passed in Colorado called the Covered ADMT and Consequential Decisions Law, or the Colorado AI law for short. And it applies to any company that employs or hires Colorado residents and uses a certain type of AI called Covered ADMT. So, we used an example to explain what Covered ADMT means in the first installment of this discussion. And that example was a real estate broker who represented a seller that received 3 really great offers to buy the property. And because it was such a close call, the broker decided to input very specific information about the seller and each buyer and all the deal terms into a technology tool that then created an output recommending which offer to go with. And as a result of that recommendation, the broker said, okay, seller, why don't you pick this offer in reliance on what the tool came up with. And so in that circumstance, we're dealing with Covered ADMT. Why? Because a person put in personal information about others into a tool. That tool generated a recommendation, and the broker relied on that recommendation to make an important decision concerning that person. So I think it's important to compare and contrast that example to get a better understanding of how fine the line is between using Covered ADMT and being under the umbrella of the law, or not using Covered ADMT and not being under the law. So the best comparison example would be the very same broker with the very same seller, the very same 3 offers, but instead of typing in the detailed, specific personal information about seller and buyers, the broker gives a very simple, generic instruction, something like, I represent a seller, there are 3 offers, which one should I choose to recommend to the seller? And the tool generates some factors that the broker should consider, like price, ability to close, timing, the consideration, all those different things. And the broker looks at those factors to come up with a recommendation for the seller. In that circumstance, we're not dealing with Covered ADMT. Why? Well, first, because there was no personal data put into the technology tool. Second, the broker did not rely on the output of the tool to make an important decision about the consumer. And so in the second example, it is non-Covered ADMT and the obligations in the law don't apply. So, as you can see, whether or not the law applies is a very fine line. And so what is each broker to do in those situations? Well, we've been developing a product that solves the compliance issue for all Colorado companies that could potentially fall under the obligations of this law. The product is called the Colorado AI Readiness Kit, and it will come in 2 flavors, a diligence kit and a compliance kit. For our original example, that broker needs the compliance kit. It is the full instruction manual on how to comply with the law. For the second example, that broker might only need the diligence kit depending on their future use of AI and their risk tolerance. So if you're a Colorado company that is using AI to benefit your clients and Colorado consumers, or if you'd like to just learn more about the law and the Colorado AI Readiness Kit, please check out the links below, and we will gather your information and get back with you as soon as we can. Thank you. Goodbye.